In this video, I am going to be talking about why it's actually required, actually important for you to be selfish and egotistical in order to actually love someone, or actually to love the world and to experience love. I'm Sonmez from BulldogMindset.com. If you're just joining me for the first time, you are in the right place to develop the Bulldog Mindset, which is the opposite of the victim mindset. I got a question here. He says here, I ended up sending this video to my parents to see their feedback on this video and see what their 2 cents were. I love to have a broadened perspective. After watching the video, they ended up calling me with laughter, saying that you are extremely ego invested in yourself. They told me the advice about becoming a, quote, man, or, quote, fighting, and, quote, hookup were great examples of how shallow this advice was. So the question is, are you ego invested in yourself? Do you do all of this for yourself? There is nothing deeper, my friend. And let me tell you guys why. Okay, because there is nothing deeper than what you will find in yourself. People are looking for other things, for external things, in order to get validation, in order to find a purpose in life, in order to feel something. They're looking for something larger than themselves. And what most people don't realize is that it's already in you. Everything that you need is within you now, okay? Everything that you need is within you now. What does that mean? Okay? It means this. Simply put, regardless of your religion, regardless of what you believe from a religious perspective, you are connected to the universe, right? The whole of everything that exists, of creation, of creativity, of love, of all of the things that make up humanity and the human experience. You are capable of experiencing all those things, and all those things are technically within inside you. Does that make sense? Like, what I mean by this is that there's no deeper journey. There's no higher purpose, no higher meaning than that of not self-discovery, but self-creation. The process of creating yourself, of discovering what you're capable of and becoming that, is the only thing in your life that will be a continual quest, that will be continual beyond anything else that exists. All other things are going to be temporary. They're going to fade. Even passions fade. We talk about this all the time on this channel, okay? Relationships fade. People will die. You will have everything removed from your life except for you and who you become, right? You could call it your soul. You could call it your character. You could call it your inner self or your identity. That is the only true constant in your life. I did a video a while back. I always reference this video about you're always going to be alone. Okay, check out the video here. And the reason why I always link you guys back to that video, if you haven't watched that video, is because it's an important concept to understand. Once you understand that you are the only thing that you can rely on in this life, that there's no solution outside of you. Okay? Once you understand that there is no one that is going to love you more than you are able to love yourself. That once you understand that what you're looking for to feel complete, to feel whole, is already within you, and you have that capability, and you have to choose to exercise that and to grow that and to grow yourself, and that there is no one saving you. There's nothing out there that is going to change you fundamentally or make you happy. When you understand that concept, you realize how important it is to work on yourself, to self-develop yourself. And you realize how important it is to live your life to its fullest every moment that you can. Now, I'm not perfect in this capacity, okay? I am not a person who completely 100% lives their lives to their fullest every single day and every single moment. But I strive to, okay? And a lot of the world will call this selfishness. They will call it superficial. And some of the things that you do and some of the motives that you have will be selfish. They will be, and they will be superficial. And to some degree, I would have to agree with you, it is. But the question is it necessary for your evolution? Right? And the other question is does it matter? Right? If this is something that you need, if this is something that is important in your life, Does it really matter if other people think that it's egotistical or shallow or superficial, right? When you ask the question of why do I do this, he says here, are you ego invested in yourself? Let me answer that question. Of course I am, because I want to be the best. Not the best in comparison to other people, not the best in comparison to some arbitrary thing, but the best that I'm capable of being. I have a huge ego involved in that. My purpose is to grow and to evolve. And of course, it's to help others along the way. I mean, that's why I'm making these videos, is to teach you guys, to help you as I'm learning these things, and I'm sharing what I'm learning with you as I've been going down this journey. Why does anyone do it? Because it makes me feel good. Okay? Because it makes me feel good about myself to be giving back, to be a leader, to be a person who is helping other people on their journey. You could say, well, that's selfish. Yes, it is selfish. Name me one action that you ever do in your life that is not selfish. No one ever does anything except for selfish reasons. You do things like maybe you give blood, but the reason why you do it is because you're getting something for it. And the thing you're getting may be that feeling that you have of giving. That good feeling, a feeling that you're a good person, feeling good about yourself. So if we're honest, if we're blatantly honest, we are selfish. We are egotistical. We must be. Let me contrast this with the people who are not selfish, who are not egotistical, okay? And this is going to be the people, and you'll see this in many aspects, okay? These are the people that are technically the most selfish, right? A person who is unapologetically selfish and egotistical is going to be a person that you can trust. They're honest. You see their motives. Okay? Again, and I'm saying this frankly to you because I'm not claiming to be some altruistic saint. I'm dark. Okay? I have a dark side.
My name is Darth Vader.
But what I'm saying is that the things that I'm doing, I am doing them for me. This YouTube channel, I like it. I like the fame. Okay? I like knowing that I'm helping people and that good feeling of getting an email from someone that I've helped. I enjoy that. Okay? I enjoy growing myself through this channel and sharing what I learn and hearing myself talk. And I enjoy the process of the pain that I go through and knowing that I'm a stronger person and I'm developing myself and I'm discovering more of myself and I'm becoming more free. I enjoy all that. That's all selfish. It's all egotistical. You could say that. That's one way of saying it. But again, let me go back to the people that are not honest about it. These are the people that you cannot trust. Okay? They try to be selfless. And in doing so, what happens is they have to hate themselves. Okay, when you're not egotistical, when you're not selfish enough, you dislike yourself. You hate yourself to some degree. Someone was just mentioning, I did this video on black pill, right? And he was saying, he had a great comment. He said, these black pill guys, these guys that are, are incel or whatever, right? That their big problem is that they hate themselves and so they hate everyone else. And it's very true. If you're denying yourself, okay, if you're trying to be selfless, if you're trying to have no ego, okay, and there's some merits to some of that. Don't get things confused. Everything needs to be looked at through a lens. But if you're doing that, what ends up happening is that you dislike yourself, okay? You may hate yourself. And because of that, you are going to hate other people. Because the person that's easiest for you to like, the person that's easiest for you to love, because you always love yourself to some degree, right? We're always going to be self-preservation. Everything we do, every action we do, like I said, is selfish in nature. It's for something that we want. But when you deny that, what ends up happening is that if you cannot have that capacity to love yourself, okay, and a lot of people say this, oh, you have to love yourself, but understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying this in a cliche way. I'm saying that if you cannot love yourself, if you do not care about yourself, if you're not selfish enough, egotistical enough, then you will be faking when you say that you love other people. Because you can't, because you are lacking something, right? If you're lacking something, it's just like this, okay? I'll give you kind of an example here, right? Have you ever experienced jealousy? Okay, I'm sure you have, right? I've experienced jealousy. What triggers jealousy? It's when someone has something that you want that you don't have. What is going to happen if you are trying to genuinely be happy for someone, right? Or to love someone, but you feel like you're lacking? You're going to be jealous. You're going to be fake. You're not going to be real. You're not really going to be happy for that other person. You're not really going to love that other person. You're going to be wanting to get something from them. And so a lot of you guys that are having trouble with women, that are having trouble with relationships, okay? That maybe you're kind of the pussy in the relationship. You're, quote, pussy whipped or whatever it is. You feel abused, okay? You feel like you're wronged and people step on you and they treat you badly. The reason why is because you don't have enough self-respect for yourself. You're trying to be caring. You're trying to be self-sacrificing, but you're expecting something in return. It's called an implicit contract, an obligation that you're putting on other people. You're putting expectations on other people because you allow them to put expectations on you, okay? And you're not just being blatantly honest about yourself and how you feel and about your desires and your wants and your needs, and you're not taking care of yourself first, right? If you take a focus and you focus on these things that you need, that may seem superficial, okay? And again, we could throw in things like fighting or hookup culture and stuff like that, okay? We could throw it into there, okay? But if you focus on the things that you need, the personal development, the growth, taking the time for yourself, right? Looking out for yourself, okay? If you focus on that and you fill all those holes within yourself, learn how to be self-efficient, okay? To be self-actualized, right? If you learn how to do that, and you can be happy within yourself, happy within your own skin, that you feel good about yourself because you're growing, because you're becoming what you want, because you're living your life to its fullest, because you don't care about the consequences, you care about not missing the opportunities. When you live your life that way, that other people might call selfish or egotistical, because you don't allow people to put expectations on you, then everything that you do becomes genuine. When you pay someone a compliment, you don't do it out of obligation. You don't do it because you feel like it's the right thing to say, or you feel like you need to say that in order to gain something from them, because you're already complete. You're already fine. You're already doing all the selfish things that you want to do in life. You're already as egotistical as you need to be, okay? So when you genuinely pay someone a compliment, it's genuine. You mean it. You have no ulterior motive. You just want to say it. You feel good to say it. You don't expect anything back from them. You don't even need an acknowledgement. The same thing goes with love, okay? You can't love someone, all right, when you need when you're doing it for something. If you're self-sacrificing, right, and you view it as a sacrifice, that means that you have an expectation. And if you're allowing people to put expectations on you, and you're feeling obligated to do things, your actions are compelled. What does that mean? It means they're not free. In order to love, in order to express love, in order to experience love, your actions must be sovereign. It must be your will, your choice, your desire. It must flow naturally and come out of you, as opposed to being either what you think you need to do, what you're supposed to do, to avoid the judgment of others, or what's appropriate in that situation, okay? Or worse, what you're trying to get out of someone by sacrificing, by, quote, loving them, by giving them things, by giving them gifts, by treating them well, okay? And here's the judge. Here's the way you can test this to see if this is the case or not. The easiest way is you can say, if I do this action, the reason why I'm doing this action, and if I do this action, okay, whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to love someone, okay? I'm going to treat them well. I'm going to, whatever it is, okay? Express my love. If they do not react in a certain way, will I be upset? If the answer is yes, then you've got problems, okay? It's not free-flowing. It's compelled action. You're doing it to get something. And so all I'm saying here is this, is that, yes, some of the things that I tell you, some of the things that I do are selfish and egotistical. Of course they are. But if you don't work on that, if you're not, quote, selfish, if you can't fulfill what you need out of life and find out how to find it within yourself and how to be self-efficient in that way, right? Self-reliant is probably a better word. If you can't figure that out, then you're never going to be genuine in your actions towards others. You're always going to be trying to get something. You're always going to be needy. You're always going to be doing things out of obligation because you're supposed to, and people will sense that. If you want to be genuine and you really want to experience what true love is, which is a selfless act. And again, how can a selfless act come out of selfishness? It's because when you're already full, when you already have everything you need, when you're confident in yourself, when you've not denied yourself, you've given yourself, okay? You've indulged your dark side to some degree. When you've done that and you feel good about yourself and you think you're the fucking shit, you think you're awesome, okay? And you have a real healthy, exaggerated view of your greatness, okay? Because you just love who you are and you love your life and you love everything about yourself, okay? And you shower yourself with love and give yourself what you want, and you're selfish to some degree. When you have all that, then what comes out, it doesn't come from a need. It comes from a genuine place. And that's the start of the path of being truly altruistic. And then we're never going to be, fully there. But you won't ever experience genuine love. You won't ever feel it, and you won't ever give it until you're selfish and egotistical. And I know that sounds really weird, but it's true. Because until you take care of yourself, you will always, as a human being, as a soul on this earth, you will always be looking out for number one, right? We are self-preservation experts, right? When it comes down to it, we try to preserve ourselves. We don't want to feel pain. We don't want to die, okay? We want to do things that make us feel good. We want to do things that are for our benefit. We just live under a layer of concealment. When we allow ourselves to do those things, when we fully embrace those things, when we grow and develop as a person, and we stop looking outside ourselves and we find that within ourselves, then only then can we start to do actions that are to any degree considered selfless. Okay? Because when you're not lacking, you can give. And you can give selflessly. As close to that as you possibly can. But until that point, every action you do is tainted by what you want to get, a reaction from someone, right? Favor in the future, something like that, okay? So that's why, again, like I said, a lot of the focus, a lot of the things I teach you on this channel are based on things that you could call superficial, that you could say egotistical, right? And there is no more profound and deeper thing than becoming who you're capable of becoming. And that's what I believe. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.